So the story begins at a busy port in Hong Kong, where cranes were loading containers onto ships, and from here, these containers were being sent to different places under tight security. Inside one of these containers, along with piles of cash, there was a man named Ivan Marquez, who comes out of the container after a few security checks. In reality, this container was shipped from Spain to Hong Kong with $1.5 million, and after the cash was counted, Ivan was going to get a 3% commission as the courier, which came out to around 380 crore rupees. After this, the scene shifts and shows us a time from a few years ago. Here, we see Ivan arriving in a Ferrari in front of a big hotel, but he only worked as a valet parking attendant. After this, Ivan gets back home drenched in the rain, where he shows his mother today's earnings. His mother was quite happy seeing the money, but at the same time, she tells him to spend a little time with his father as well, as he misses him a lot. Ivan was a young guy from a middle-class family who wanted to be successful in life. There was a time when Ivan considered his father his hero, and he could never forget the day he had gone with his father to ask for a loan to open a wedding banquet hall. Their business ran quite well in the beginning, and their family was printing a lot of money. But then due to an economic crisis in the country, his father's business shut down completely, and that was when he made up his mind that he would never live in poverty. After the recession, Ivan's father would often sit in front of the TV complaining, which made Ivan start getting irritated with him. During this time, Ivan started working as a valet, but he was always on the lookout for a business opportunity, completely opposite to his father. He didn't believe in sticking to the system. Anyway, one day he shared his business plan with his friends, where he was going to buy a rundown flat, renovate it, and sell it for a profit. But his friends had no interest in this idea, and they also didn't have money to invest, to which Ivan said that they could take a loan from the bank. But hearing his words, his friends started laughing at him. At his valet job, Ivan and his friend noticed a man named Mr. Laris, who was a minister in the current government, but at that time he was heavily drunk. Ivan approached him and offered to drive him home, to which the man agreed immediately. Ivan was desperate to open the man's briefcase, and luckily, he got plenty of time for it. Seeing the mountain of cash inside the briefcase, he was shocked and immediately took out a few notes. A short while later, when they reached his house, Ivan directly met the woman for whom that politician worked. Ivan believed he could do a better job than this addict, and he didn't care whatever their business was. He also mentioned that the politician was stealing from them behind their backs. Now, because Ivan had already taken money out of the briefcase, his claim turned out to be true. Apart from this, Mary really liked Ivan's confidence, so she offered him 10,000 euros for a delivery, which Ivan happily agreed to carry out. Now the next day, Ivan delivered a horse to a man named Francisco, who had bought it for his daughter Letitia's birthday. When asked, Ivan told him that this was his first delivery for Mary. During their conversation, it was revealed that Francisco and Ivan were both from the same city. He learned Francisco's story of how he used to work at a modest photocopy shop, and then gradually, by shaking hands with influential people, he reached where he is today. Now Ivan had to deliver a briefcase full of cash from Francisco to Mary, but this job wasn't that easy. On the way, the police pulled Ivan over, and within moments, they found the cash packed inside the briefcase. To save himself, Ivan lied, saying that he was coming straight from selling a house and got this money from that sale. But the police officers caught his lie very easily and smashed his head against the car in anger. Seeing himself in trouble, Ivan said with total confidence, "I know your boss. Should I call him?" After which the police officers let him go. In reality, those cops were working for Mary, and this whole thing was her plan to test Ivan's loyalty. Anyway, after the delivery was completed, Ivan received a bonus along with his payment, so he could buy some new clothes. Time kept passing, and now Mary and Ivan had grown close to each other. The next day, Ivan met Mary's husband Francis, who was the son of a very big diamond smuggler, and they also ran a foreign currency trafficking business. That day, Ivan was working as a Belgian courier. Ivan was very happy with his courier job. He was making great money and also driving expensive cars. Francisco, whom people also knew as Paco, used to work on laundering black money for his extremely rich clients, and Francis and Mary would help him with this. He would give Ivan briefcases filled with cash that needed to be delivered to Belgium. One day, Ivan was talking to Letitia when Paco spotted him. Paco wasn't happy about this and told Ivan to stay away from Letitia. A few days later, Ivan met Mary at a restaurant, where she mentioned that the risk in Belgium had increased significantly, which is why they had found a new partner in another city, Geneva. But right then, both of their eyes fell on a strange couple, seeing whom Ivan remarked, "How did he get a girlfriend?" To which Mary replied, "With what's in his briefcase, anything is possible." Ivan still wanted to do business with Mary because he wanted to learn more about this whole game. After this, they reached a building where they met Mr. Stool. He was also a business partner of Mary's who had created a great system to launder black money, and he too took only a 3% commission for it. Now a little while later, while talking to his mother, Ivan saw that same man on TV who had that beautiful girlfriend. On TV, Ivan also saw the man's wife and realized that he was having an affair with the girl from the restaurant. Ivan quietly waits for his return so he can install a camera in his room to blackmail him. That man's name was Luis, and Ivan even paid a cleaner some money to get into his room. But unfortunately, the restaurant's security officer, Yannick, caught him red-handed. But in reality, Yannick was just like him. He only wanted a cut of Ivan's profit, after which Yannick installed the cameras himself. The video evidence they got after this was enough to blackmail Luis. Ivan became fully confident that Yannick could be a great partner for him, because along with being powerful, he was also very sharp. After finishing the job, both of them spent the night partying. After this, Ivan met Mary and told her that his mother had been insisting on meeting him for quite some time. To this, Mary tells Ivan, take as many days off as you need, because according to her, family comes first. Along with this, she also gifted Ivan a watch because she believed that a person's watch and shoes reveal everything about them. Right then, Ivan and Yannick went to meet Luis. Showing him the footage, they told him, either talk to the police and ruin your image, or work with us. They wanted to move money from Spain to Switzerland, and also wanted to open a branch in Luis's city, for which they needed Luis. Initially, Luis was a bit hesitant, but out of compulsion, he had to accept all their conditions. After this, they struck a deal with Luis that in exchange for deleting the video, he would introduce them to all the key figures. In the beginning, Ivan had no idea that a special police unit was keeping an eye on this event, and this was where Head Inspector Roig first found out about Ivan. Soon, with Luis's support and backing, Ivan started meeting high-profile people and gradually understood how their business worked. Along with this, Luis built trust among those people for Ivan by introducing him as his close confidant. After this, Ivan met Mary and told her about his new business. But Mary was worried about only one thing, that Francisco wouldn't be happy with this move of his, and he wouldn't like two new guys stealing his clients. Because if Ivan and Yannick didn't launder their black money, Francisco would have done it. But Ivan believed that there was enough money in this business for everyone, and he also promised that he wouldn't snatch Francisco's clients. After spending the night together, Ivan asks Mary to stay, but Mary said that she wanted to celebrate Christmas with her family. Now, when Ivan came to Madrid to meet his family, he brought many gifts for them. But his father wasn't happy at all because he didn't know even 1% about his work. He kept asking Ivan about his job continuously. To this, Ivan casually said, I do import-export work with some big people. But their conversation soon turned into an argument. After fighting with his father, Ivan went to meet his old friends, and they were now working on buying old flats, renovating them and selling them. Meaning in the end, they'd stolen Ivan's business idea, just as Ivan had suggested to them years ago. Now time passed, money kept coming, and Ivan's business kept flourishing. During one such meeting, he met Francisco and Letitia. Here, Francisco was annoyed that Ivan was turning his clients toward himself, and he even warned Ivan about this. But when Ivan didn't listen even after that, Francisco sent some of his men to teach Ivan and Yannick a lesson. He just wanted to show that they had no right to do business in his territory. Instead of running away after this incident, Ivan decided to confront Francisco, and he assured him that he wouldn't touch Francisco's clients. Along with this, he said to Francisco, look sir, I am working in your area, so you take 30% of the profit. Hearing his words, Francisco became extremely happy. During this time, Ivan made a lot of money, and because of this, he developed quite an ego. When Mary mentioned something about his changing behavior, he got angry. He believed that the person bringing in the most money had to be respected. Mary also informed him that her husband had received news about an ongoing investigation into Francisco, and that's why she told Ivan to stay away from all of this. But Ivan didn't listen to her advice and planned to expand his business even further. Now a short while later, Ivan noticed undercover police officers standing outside a party, and he walked up to them and said, take me to your boss. Those police officers took him to the police station, where Ivan met Inspector Manuel Roig, who was in charge of the investigation at the time. Ivan said, I am fully ready to help the police, and my boss is Francisco. I give all the money to him, and I will give you complete information about him. But in return, he demanded full safety and protection for himself. In reality, Ivan had promised Francisco 30% of the profit solely so he could frame him later. But now he needed evidence to prove that he hadn't tipped off the police about Francisco, which is why he took Letitia to Paris. There, for a week, he fulfilled her every demand. He was only faking love with Letitia so that no one would suspect him, and he could claim, I was away on vacation with my girlfriend. Anyway, a few days later, when Letitia heard on TV about her father going to jail, she immediately prepared to head back to Madrid. But she had no idea that Ivan was the one responsible for her father's arrest. However, when Ivan returned to the city, Letitia caught him sleeping with strange women, making her realize that Ivan had only been faking his love for her. After Francisco went to jail, Ivan told everyone, until he gets released, I'll handle his clients. But Mary and her husband didn't think this was a good idea, as the police would likely have details on Francisco's clients, and taking on their work could get him caught. Ivan agreed with them and put his business on hold for the time being. He blew through all his remaining money partying in Madrid, and when the money ran out, Ivan returned home. Upon arriving, he discovered that his father had passed away and his mother was now in desperate need of help. Even after returning home, he kept thinking about new business ideas, and eventually, he learned about the Chinese mafia. Ivan gathered information about Yao Ming from Luis. Ming used to transfer people's black money from here to China, but they used old, outdated methods and were often caught. After this, Ivan went to meet Mary and began discussing making a deal with Yao Ming. But the biggest problem was that taking money into Switzerland or withdrawing it from there had become nearly impossible, and on top of that, their clients demanded money in cash. Ivan had a solution for this. He suggested sending the funds stuck in Switzerland into Yao's Chinese accounts, and in return, Yao would provide them with cash in Spain. Both parties loved this idea and agreed to it immediately. Now, while Mary and Ivan were celebrating their new deal right there, Francisco suddenly walked up to their table. After Ivan betrayed Letitia, Francisco had found out that Ivan was the one who tipped off the police against him. But now, he had bribed the judge to get his case dismissed, and he wanted revenge on Ivan at any cost. At the same time, they also found out that a software engineer working for them had leaked the list of Swiss bank accounts, after which Stuhl and Francis fled with the remaining money. Now Ivan and Mary realized that they were in huge trouble, as most of their clients were on that list. Now that the police were chasing them, they tried their best to run away. But suddenly, a few men from their Chinese client arrived and captured them. After this, both of them were taken to Yao Ming, who was himself in huge trouble because the police were chasing him as well. Ming believed that Ivan had tipped off the police about him, and because of this, he wanted to kill both Ivan and Mary. Just as Yao was about to shoot Ivan quickly came up with a plan, according to which he promised Yao that he would personally transport his money to the destination. He assured Yao that he would hide inside a container full of cash and transfer all of Yao's money from Spain to Hong Kong himself. This plan was certainly risky, but it was the only plan through which Ivan could survive. Furthermore, if Ivan reached Hong Kong, Yao wouldn't have to fear him talking to the police. After this, as per the plan, Ivan reached Hong Kong completely safe and sound, and he was thrilled thinking that he was about to get his 3% commission. But suddenly, police officers arrived and arrested him, after which he was sent back to Spain, and now he knew that his only hope was finding a good lawyer who could reduce his sentence, because going to prison was now guaranteed. But his lawyer told him that at least 15 years in prison is guaranteed. Because of this, Ivan tried to bribe the police inspector, but unfortunately, that cop couldn't be bought. After this, Ivan found out that Mary was actually the one who tipped off the police about him to save her own skin, which was why he got caught in Hong Kong. Ivan could understand that she did it to save herself, and if he were in her position, he probably would have done the same. Later, Yao Ming also gets caught by the police. In the end, Ivan is about to go to prison, where he finally realizes that his father was right all along, and in an interview, he admits that money goes to people's heads and something similar had happened to him as well. And with this, the story ends here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you really liked the video, please make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel.